Is anyone listening?
Quiet! Thank you.
I will cut to the chases. In a few hours, we celebrate the biggest holiday of the year.
Christmas in July! Except, not Christmas, it's not July.
But trust me, it's better than Christmas in July. I am talking about Shiloh.
Eighth wonder of the world. You know why?
Why?
Because it's the 8th of December. We have only 48 hours left to Shiloh, and this is WCNN's 80th edition.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to WCNN. My name is Timothy Otieno.
And I am Annabelle Wanjiko. In the course of this bulletin, we will be taking you down the memory lane as Kenya turns 50.
Brace yourselves for details of these and much more. WCNN begins now.
Now, seeing the beginning and the end of an year is a blessing denied to many. And now that you've made it this far, our reporter Michelle Arim tells us why you're worth more than you think.
It's amazing how the years just flown by. Maybe you'd not achieve all you wanted in 2013, but God provided all you needed. Maybe all your friends got married this year and left you behind. Give thanks. Maybe he saved you from all this drama. Maybe your presidential candidate did not win the elections. Look at the brighter side. You cried, and crying is healthy. Maybe you'd not turn up your swag this year.
Oh, I feel like it's so straight.
Perhaps it will have turned out to be terrible.
What you talking about?
You'd not get a car in 2013. Give thanks. Maybe it's for your own good. But all in all, you're not a victim of any fatality. You lived to see Kenya at 50. Give thanks because you're more than a conqueror. For WCNN, it's Michelle Arim.
Sure. Now, truth be told, Kenyan youths are among those that experience the toughest weeks in the world. The least they can ask for is an assuring weekend here in church. Unfortunately, most of them are afraid to come to church because churches nowadays either have scary preachers,
I stole from you.
sad preachers,
I was homeless for 2 years. But I want you to know right now that God is evil. He's evil.
while others have angry preachers.
I don't even care no more. All y'all going to hell. My wife is going to hell. My kids is going to hell. You are going to hell. Everybody, you going to hell.
These are instant turn-offs to youth seeking and looking for hope. But when you come here at our youth cathedral, you find the most charming preachers in the world. You find our services are practically groovy. So don't relish the fun alone. Invite a friend or two to join us this Sunday, because the Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he is in the midst of them.
So how do we get to 4? You invite somebody over. So we gotta invite people.
Now, psychologists have proven that a bigger office space boosts the morale for work.
I give you praise for who you were in my life, my life.
while smaller offices increase work frustrations. And here is proof enough. For that and many other reasons, the church has moved all its official services from Adams to Wonderland. So, in case of any appointments or consultations, I beg your pardon, do not go to Adams, not unless you want to be everybody's laughing stock. Now, Shiloh is less than 48 hours away, and we understand that most of you do not have an idea of what Shiloh is. When Shiloh is mentioned, you're all like,
Aren't you excited, little man? What's supposed to mean?
Just means
Yo, what the deal, man? What's going on?
And he said,
He said,
Yeah, what's wrong with you? You're not excited?
Not excited? Who ain't excited? Why ain't he excited?
So to demystify the whole idea of Shiloh to each one of you, our reporter Cloudbow spoke to our resident pastor, Pastor Victor Adeniji. And this is what he had to say.
We are here at Wonderland with our resident pastor, Victor Adeniji. He's going to give us more insight about Shiloh. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Would you briefly tell us what Shiloh is all about?
Shiloh is the annual prophetic gathering of the Winners family based on the mandate given to his servant, the president of our mission, Bishop David Oyedepo. God showed him that annually, according to Joshua chapter 18, that the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and the land was subdued before them. That annually, you bring the entire Winners family, covenant people here, once in a year to take their dominion and take what belongs to them and possess their inheritance based on Joshua chapter 18. I need to record that Shiloh began in the year 1999 with the dedication of the largest church auditorium in the entire world, Faith Tabernacle.
Why do you think young people, the youth, should attend Shiloh?
Shiloh is not just for adults. Shiloh is a prophetic gathering. So I don't think any other set of people need Shiloh 2013 like the youth of this age. This year promises to be a life-changing session for all the youth and single. That God is not only able, God is also willing to do what we are believing Him for. Exceeding grace will be made open to every youth, and I think every youth should just prepare prayerfully to be at Shiloh 2013, looking forward to God's visitation, and with that grace we run the race of our life as youth. So I want to admonish every youth that is a must attend meeting, and I believe every youth will be blessed by that program.
Thank you, sir, for that informative insight. You've heard it right from our resident pastor, Victor Adeniji. No one could have said it better. See you there. Now back to Annabelle and Timothy.
Thank you, Claude Boss, for that informative interview. Now, we believe if you didn't know what Shiloh was all about, I'm sure by now you do. So let the Shiloh excitement begin.
Hey, fabulous! Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go!
Now, the Swahili say, mke mwema hutoka binguni. So what about mme? Mme mwema hutoka wapi?
Mme mwema hutoka Equity, Barclays, KCB, and so on. Na Mathao, of course. Meaning that a financially insecure man has no space around a 21st century Miss Independent. She might want you, but she doesn't need you. So men in the building, wake up, hustle hard, and live up to your potential as Mr. Right.
Aren't you being materialistic?
I'm not being materialistic, because love alone cannot sustain a woman. Because if it did, Timo here would have already bought me a car with a hug.
What?
I'm not being materialistic, don't judge me. I'm just being realistic.
That reality is a bit hard to swallow. And you mentioned Barclays somewhere there, right? And speaking of Barclays, it reminded me of this. Now, if you remember that advertisement, you either have a very sharp memory or you're very, very old. Anyway, that shows us how far we have come as a country, not only in terms of advertisements, but in every other way. For instance, we've come from 2 television stations to numerous ones. We've come from joy bringers.
So welcome, John Dono.
To crossovers.
I'm getting addicted to you.
From stagecoaches to nganyas. And within that period, people have grown from jokers.
Mother's the same, tradition's the thing. Tradition has a value, and we don't deny that's true. But tradition for tradition's well, that's a selfish view.
To judges.
Just not taking this thing seriously. I think if your bags are packed, just go home. I don't know what you're still doing here.
From innocent to president. From adorable to influential. This far, it's been God's hand.
Mungu akuli ugali bwana. Mungu akuli ugali.
And as Kenya turns 50 this week, Wcnn would like to salute those who gave up their lives for the sake of this great country and our founding father for his great sacrifice. Right?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Kama wewe kweli ni mwanaume au mwanamke mtukufu, kama anajua yeye ni huru, atingishe kidole namna hiyo, nyang'ao waanguke. Uhuru! Uhuru!
Happy birthday, Kenya. We are out.